Marybrook Uniting Church is located on land that the Darug people, who, for thousands of years, lived in harmony with the environment as skilled hunters. After the first fleet arrived in 1788, European settlers flooded into the Sydney region, and by 1791 all the area between Sydney and Parramatta, which includes where the churches are located, had been designated for clearing and agriculture to feed the rapid growth of the fledgling colony. By 1816, the forced removal of the Darug people off the land, along with diseases, massacres, and forced marriages between the Aboriginal women and male convicts, resulted in the near disappearance of all the Darug people from the region. By 1845, the number of settlers living in the area warranted the construction of a local church. Situated 20 kilometres northwest from Sydney on the top of a small hill surrounded by orchards, the old Wesleyan chapel was constructed for a very meagre £45 or $125,000 in today's value. The simple box structure was designed by the prolific church architect T.J. Crouch. Its austere, unembellished design using local sandstone and timber highlighted the limited resources of the era and the community's modest means. Beautiful golden sandstone shaped by picks gives the building a sense of warmth and age. The inside of the chapel was also very simple and functional. Before alterations were made, it was a single room featuring timber flooring, horsehair ceilings, and rustic stools in lieu of pews. The chapel also served as the local school and meeting hall for the area. Original access was provided by a single narrow door at the front of the chapel, making entry and exit cumbersome. 6 evenly spaced 3x6 sash windows positioned in the side walls allow for ambient light to filter in. The absence of any windows on the eastern or western walls, and therefore direct light, creates an overall darker interior. There were no interior sources of heat, such as a fireplace, and the thick sandstone walls, which provide thermal mass, serve as the chapel's only source of insulation, resulting in cooler interior temperatures in winter. Additionally, relying solely on the side windows and narrow front door for ventilation can negatively impact interior comfort, resulting in higher internal temperatures during summer. Minor alterations were made over time to the chapel, including sympathetic buttresses to add stability to the side walls, and the original timber shingles being replaced with iron. In 1977, a major alteration was made with the construction of a new side wing, which introduced modern features like a kitchenette, bathroom, and fluorescent lights. While the exterior of this addition blends seamlessly with the original structure, its interior starkly contrasts, resulting in a colder, less inviting atmosphere.
And just metres away from the old Wesleyan chapel stands New Church, a gorgeous example of late Victorian Gothic architecture.
The new chapel was built in 1888, only 43 years after the original chapel was constructed. Costing over 20 times as much at just over £1,000, highlights the rapid population growth and wealth increase to the area. Designed by Gordon McKinnon, who also went on to design Forbes Town Hall, Parramatta Gate, and Albury Town Hall, amongst many others that are now listed as heritage buildings. The distinctive facade, built with red clay bricks, some of the first mass-produced in Australia, features decorative spires, buttresses, and steeply pitched roof. Together, these elements give the church a distinctive presence that is visually captivating and evokes a sense of history and prosperity. Although the brickwork has been painted over the years, the design remains evident. The original oversized Gothic timber entry doors, adorned with decorative hinges, open into the narthex. This small foyer features 2 doors leading into the main sanctuary, providing a smooth flow of entry and exit. The narthex also effectively reduces exterior noise and light, creating a more controlled environment in the sanctuary. Recently, the main entrance was relocated to the rear wall, rendering the front doors redundant, while the narthex now serves as a storage area. Inside, the high ceilings are lined with hoop pine timber. The rich, warm timber ceiling and decorative iron arches, while simple, evoke an atmosphere of grandeur and tranquility. Original kauri pine pews contribute further warmth to the space. Heavy windows along the side and rear walls, designed in a style reminiscent of early English 13th century architecture, with coined side detailing, are positioned between the buttresses. Glazed with amber panes, they provide a warm, welcoming glow throughout the church interior. A rose window on the eastern wall, which once showcased alternating panes of mauve, blue, amber, and red, allows morning sunlight to filter through, casting a vibrant, colourful light throughout the interior and creating an inviting and peaceful ambiance that draws the attendees in. Within 2 years after initial construction, changes were made to the windows, allowing for the glass panels to open, thereby increasing cross-ventilation and reducing indoor temperatures. More recently, fans have been installed to further enhance ventilation, ensuring a comfortable environment for worshippers. Over the years, the new chapel has undergone many repairs due to cracks, movement, and water from both below and above. Movement and cracking due to inadequate foundations has required interior steel rods to be added to brace the walls, while lack of adequate waterproofing has led to at least 3 separate attempts to mitigate rising damp with varied success, whilst water pooling from the roof and entering the interior of the building is still causing headaches over 150 years later. The 2 chapels of Cherrybrook are beautiful examples of early colonial and late Victorian Gothic architecture. The local community values their history and uniqueness with the preservation of these heritage-listed sites. However, a general decline in church attendance across society may lead to a reduced cash flow, creating a barrier to ongoing preservation efforts and making it increasingly more difficult to maintain these architectural landmarks.